Okay, this dirty fighting technique is one of my favorites. Not because it's a good one, but because it's one of the ones that I have used my whole life. And I try so hard to stop. Now, I've gotten better, 58 years for crying out loud, right? But look, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for excellence. We're looking for improvement. Today's dirty fighting technique is overgeneralizing. The use of words such as always and never. You always leave the toilet seat up. You never listen to me. You are always right. You never, ever change a diaper. Okay, there's so many reasons that overgeneralizing is bad. Because A, it's never true. I can say it. It is never true. There might be that one time back in 1955 that your spouse actually did put the toilet seat down. I think it's kind of rare, but look, it may have happened. When we focus on that one time, you never change a diaper. Yes, I did. And they remind you of the time when you went to Aunt Becky's house and, he or she changed that diaper. What happens when we are overgeneralizing is it causes so much unproductive fighting, arguing. And I do want to make sure I say arguing, because an argument is not a bad thing. Some of you are like, yes, it is. No, it's not. An argument, think of it in a lawyer's office. An argument is, do I present my case and you present your case? That's what arguing does. A good argument says, I'm going to give you the pros and cons. I'm going to give you the reasons why my decision is better than any other options. So kind of already train yourself to think an argument is not a bad thing. Well, what are we supposed to call it? A discussion? We don't want it to be a fight. Okay, so regardless. So in this discussion, argument, whatever it is, when we say always, you never listen to me, what that does is it causes the person you said it to deflect. And they focus on that one time they actually did it. And that's unproductive to the argument at hand, to the discussion at hand, to the issue you're dealing with. Because can you get off that one time? You always bring up that one time you did it. Oh my gosh, stop. I'm talking about all the other times that you don't. So one of the ways to improve this then is to change your words. Remember, you're trying to change your spouse. You're trying to change the other person. Start with yourself. So one of the things that I've gotten better at is saying, you rarely listen to me. You frequently leave the toilet seat up. You frequently leave your boots at the front door. When we have a need for an issue, you frequently deflect with humor. Try to crack a joke. Because see, when you do this, the person cannot quantify what's rarely, what's frequently. And then they have to actually listen to the next step, the next thing you've said, which is you frequently deflect during a conflict with humor. You make a joke of everything. You don't take seriously what I say, blah, 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 right? Actually, using humor is one of the dirty fighting techniques in the future. Shh, we'll just forget I just said that so that when I get to it. But for today, and this is actually kind of easy to fix in the sense that you're checking yourself and just change those words. It's almost like I'm not telling you to stop a complete habit, but I'm telling you to soften it. Because when you use these words, then they are more accurate. Because if you can't quantify frequently, you can't quantify rarely, you just know it's more than 50% or less than 50% of the time. And then you and your spouse can hear, again, what is the issue behind the statement? The issue behind the statement is I don't feel heard. I don't feel as if I'm listened to. That makes so much more of a difference than saying, you never listen to me. So do you use overgeneralizing? Do you say always, never, and use words that are so black and white that there's no room for debate? Because you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Change it up. Frequently, rarely, often, not as often as I'd like. Then you can take your argument, discussion, conflict to the next step towards resolution. So let me know if you have used this dirty fighting technique, and let me know what you're going to do differently. How are you going to practice trying not to use this dirty fighting technique? Trust me, Your spouse and anyone with whom you have conflict will appreciate your efforts in this area. You will appreciate your efforts in this area because you are going to see a huge difference. All right? God bless you. And as I always say, remember always to live your life sunny side up.